I'm gonna invite a couple people, and I'm gonna get it going, and I'm gonna put this on my YouTube page as soon as possible. Um, there's a lot of news, a lot of different things that are going on, and I don't even think I'm able to get through all of it because there's just so much stuff happening in the world right now. It's like, man, I try to do quick videos, but it's like, damn, man, damn, another news article popped up. Something else just popped up. It's like, man, it's every day, man, right now. So, you know, I might send a couple invites right now, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get right into it. But it's just, it's like every day I wake up, whether I'm online, whether I'm just looking at the news on the TV where I'm at. You know, it's just a lot of crazy things happening in the world, and it needs to be reported, and I need to go ahead and get on it. Lord willing, I'm able to do this at least once a week, because you know our brothers and sisters need to be let know what's going on in the world. Um, you know, in the midst of all of what we do in terms of learning this truth, understanding this truth, gaining the knowledge, we need to be aware of the worldwide events that's happening because we're living in a time of prophecy. Okay. Um, and we gotta be wise in our moves and how we act and how we conduct ourselves. We got to be conducting ourselves as prophets should. All right. We need to be conducting ourselves in the manner of what a prophet's supposed to be, especially men that teach on the street corners, but also too as brothers and sisters that are in this knowledge, you know, constantly evaluate ourselves, seeing if we're right and fit for the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So we got to constantly, you know, as we see these times approaching, we gotta self-examine ourselves, see if we're right, you know, and do what we got to do. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot, like I said, there's tons of, it's like it's every day something's happening. It's like, man, should I talk about this topic? Should I do a quick video on this topic? I gotta stuff it all in one little box and just start doing and start just posting them up. You know what I'm saying? Like in a live format, however which way. Because like I said, it's just happening. It's just hitting it. You know, the news articles are just hitting like crazy, man. You know, so with that said, all right. I, which you know, because I got some tabs open on the YouTube. Actually, let me flip the camera over. You know, and shalom to all brothers and sisters that come in. Okay. Let's see. Oh no. Yep. Let me go right back over here. All right. I think this is gonna be the first thing. If you want to record the choir, you all good, man. Yeah, if brothers and sisters want to, man, you can go ahead and share this video. And Slack. Mr. President. Before I get into this, I don't know, is it still up? Let me go ahead and, because they're having humanoids. I don't know if you brothers and sisters seen this. They're having humanoids. All right, robots. All right, cyborgs. Let's see. Let me open up this tab. Lord, okay. They were just having a live stream of a shuttle taking off. I don't know if that live stream ended or not. You know, Shalom Kadar, Shalom Ikaran, Daqua, who else is in here? You know, whoever else is in here and whoever else comes in here, okay? Okay, right here. Look at the title. Now, of course, I didn't watch this whole video, but look, okay? Soyuz spacecraft with humanoid robot on board launches to ice. All right. Now, what? You have a humanoid robot? An android, pretty much? I mean, what? When did they announce this? First and foremost. Second, what I'm saying, not only when did they announce this, second is, why is, what I'm saying, why would you have a humanoid robot? You know what I'm saying? See, what this world that we're living in right now, and this was just posted, like, I would say 67 minutes ago. All right, streamed 67 minutes ago. All right, I think it's over there in, it's over there in Russia or in the Eastern Europe. All right, in one of them little Slavic countries. Oh, Kakistan. Yep, the little, Kakistan. All right, so this is what's going on. They're launching a shuttle out in orbit, all right, a spacecraft with humanoid robot on board. Okay. In the midst of everything else that's going on in this damn world, this is what they're doing. This is something that's monumental to them over there. Okay. And this is just all in support of the beast technology. You know what I'm saying? These devils, man, they think they want to play God, man. Trying to create artificial life forms such as a humanoid robot. You know what I'm saying? It's just a joke, man, what these devils is doing. Let's see. I just want you guys to be aware of that. All right. So let's go to this right here. Is space okay? August. Okay, no, that's that's it. Should I go to this one? Because look, in this video right here, this was one that was done back a year ago. Trump directs a formation of a space force, right? Now we'll bring out some scriptures, all right? Call all y'all about Simeon first and foremost. I'm gonna bring out some scriptures now. Is space war a fighting domain? Trump and Spence think so, right?
As the president has said.
Now listen. Now, of course, if you brothers understand about Ronald Reagan and what you call the what do you call it? Yeah, Ronald Reagan and in the whole Star Wars program that they try to initiate back in the 80s. This is what they're trying to establish right now. All right. And of course, Trump was talking about last year. Now they're in full effect. All right. Talking about it's about to launch next week. Is space a war fighting domain? Trump and Spence think so. Now, my question is, what would be the point of establishing a space program? Could it be that you and your people are now, because people are now finally finally acknowledging that you guys have to deal with some unidentified flying objects, which are the chariots of the Heavenly Father, floating up around in space and in the atmosphere. That's definitely the case. All right. So let's go ahead and play this. It's a 2-minute video.
We all recognize it's been frankly true for decades. In his words, space is a war-fighting domain. The United States Space Force will ensure that our nation is prepared to defend our people, to defend our interests, and defend our values in the vast expanse of space and here on the earth with the technologies that will support our common defense from the vast reaches of outer space.
Now, one would have to ask, why is he saying this? Because my question would be, who would make you what would make you afraid? All right, what would make you feel a threat for you to say, to defend our nation from basically what's above. Well, according to scripture, according to prophecy, we know exactly what that is, and what what reason why the United States in particular, and really the rest of the world, what I'm saying, we know, being in this truth, why this is happening, why he's saying that. You know what I'm saying? Now, to the naked eye, to someone that doesn't understand, of course, you're not going to understand what he's talking about. So, first and foremost, let's go ahead and go to the book of Daniel. All right, the 12th chapter. All right. Now, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, and I'm gonna go to verse 1. Okay. So this is the book of Daniel, chapter 12. And I'm gonna read verse 1. And it says, And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. The children of thy people, right? And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book, which is what? The elect, right? So, of course, there's going to be a time of trouble and calamities that we've never seen in mankind history, all right? And guess what? The remnant, the elect of the nation of YAHAWAH shall be saved out of it. Now, so Michael shall stand up, right? So, of course, there's going to be tears upon tears we've never seen upon this earth, or this earth has not seen since the pre-floods, all right? I.e. all manners of terror, apparitions, monsters, all right? Race wars, class wars. Of course, obviously, I mean, there's going to be, there's going to be all kinds of madness going on. Plagues, nuclear warfare, technological terror, all right? Apparitions, demons. I mean, all kinds of things is going to be unleashed upon this earth by way of the Most High and by way of his wrath and judgment. Now, as it pertains to this, right? This also is going into the chariots, because those chariots is coming down with fire and coming down with great terror, all right? And this is what the United States military, the UN military is afraid of, ultimately. The rush, I mean, it is what it is, okay? So, I'm trying to think, what chariot scripture should I go to? Let's go to Isaiah real quick, okay? Because what would you need to, it's like this, right? What would you need to be establishing a military, what would be the reason to militarize space for when there's nothing there? Trump and Spence, trumpets, right? You know that you are going to have to deal with the Most High chariots, all right, and the angels that are in them, okay? Headed by Michael the Archangel, and the head general being YAHAWASH Mashiach. Now, let's go ahead and go to Isaiah real quick. Let's go to Isaiah 66. Let's see. Yeah, let's go to Isaiah 66. And it says, Isaiah 66 in 15, For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots, like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. So he's coming to render his anger, his wrath, his fury, his just righteous judgment with flames of fury, roughly paraphrasing, through these chariots. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. Okay? Slain of the Lord shall be many. Okay? So, let me go to Luke 12 and 49. So that's what they're really afraid of. They're afraid of this coming war that they're going to have to fight ultimately with these chariots. That's why they're militarizing the police force. I mean, policing or trying to militarize space for their nation, so to speak. But guess what? All these nations are preparing for that. Truth be told, you know what I'm saying? They're just not going to come out and say it outright what their plan is, why they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's see. Let's go ahead and go to Luke, all right? And I'm going to go right into Revelations, the 13th chapter, because it ties in with Daniel's the 12th chapter, and it also ties into what's going on right now. Shalom, sister. Now, let's see, Isaiah. Let me go back to Isaiah. I need to see that scripture because I know it's Luke. Okay, let me go back. It's Luke. All right. Yeah, Luke 12 and 49. Let's go ahead and go there. Luke chapter 12, verse 49, and it says, and this is YAHAWASH speaking, I am come to send fire on the earth. And what will I if it be already kindled? All right. So there's going to be fire set on the earth. And what's that fire? The fire out them chariots. Nuclear fire too. Okay. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and go to Revelation, the 12th chapter. I might play the rest. Actually, you know what? Yeah, look, I'm going to read this last scripture and I'm going to let this play out and give some final thoughts and final say in what this dude Pence, right, the vice president, you know, is going to say. All right. So let's go ahead and go to Revelations. All right. Revelations chapter 12. The book of Revelation chapter 12 and let's see, Revelation chapter 12 verse 7. And there was okay, watch this, right? And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. And who is that dragon? The dragon is Esau, a great nation, which is the European Union, which is the European Union and the North was the National Atlantic Treaty Organization, which is NATO and the EU, and which is that beast, which with the 7 heads and 10 horns, and the horse sitting on top, and that whore that's sitting on top is America. All right. So we understand that whatever America is saying right here is a joint union with EU, NATO, and as well as the the United Nations as well, because if Esau runs the whole earth, then guess what? They have a higher seat in what they say in the United Nations. And that's a fact. So let's go ahead and read on. And it says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought against his angels. You know, and those angels is talking about the warcraft, because it's going, you know, he's the angel under YAHAWASH. Okay, and it says, and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought against his angels, and those angels talking about, like I said, the aircraft, the different little aircrafts that they're testing out laser weapons on. I mean, they've had that technology, you know what I'm saying, but they had their own little aircrafts with their different little weaponry, right? So, and that's what they're going to use to fight against the chariots. All right. I'm trying to think, was there another? Yeah. So let's keep reading. And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven. In heaven, it's talking about when you deal with heaven, it also represents rulership. But even when you go into the Greek word arunos, right, it also represents them militarizing and controlling the air and controlling the skies. All right, the first and second heaven, which is what, or the second heaven, which is what, the firmament in space. Okay, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So guess what? The angels, speaking of these different nations and their great weapons of aerial combat, you know what I'm saying, their different vehicles, they were cast down to the earth as well as the so-called white man. Okay? And that's the future for this space, what do you call this, Space Force crap that they're trying to establish. They don't even know that what they're doing is already written before it's happening. Right? We're literally seeing that scripture play out right now. You know what I'm saying? And it's all praises because these people, man, these people think they've been on top for so long. They don't understand that yes, everybody loses, man. You know what? With that said, before I play the rest of this, let me go ahead and go to Obadiah real quick. It's the book of Obadiah, all right? And this whole book is dedicated to the destruction and downfall of Esau, right? Obadiah. Okay, yeah, Obadiah, verse 3. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, right? Because the pride has deceived these people. They think that they think they hard, you know what I'm saying? They think they're tougher than the Most High, they more mightier, and that they can take them down, and that their rulership is not going to, you know, like he said, he's trying to keep America afloat, and this place is going down to the ground. You know, no pun intended. That's just what the scriptures tell you, right? The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, right? They set up these high monuments. Hell, they trying to go up into space because they're so prideful, right? That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Yeah, they set their nests among the stars. How they do that? By trying to set up satellites. You know, set up a space program. Star Wars program, the Space Force program, militarizing space. I mean, you have to be a prideful demon. You have to have a prideful demon to want to control space in that manner. But this is who we know. This is how we know who Esau is according to the Bible. Okay, it's these damn white people, it's these damn devils, it's Edomites, man. You know what I'm saying? Which is the so-called white man who rules the nations right now. So let's play the rest of this, and I'm gonna move on.
Next week, we will formally stand up the new Unified Combatant Command, be known as the United States.
So that's next week. This is August the 20th, right? Or yes, this happened yesterday. So he's saying next week that this is gonna be established. So we living in these times, man. Ain't no time to be lollygagging and you know, we all got our different little things we got to do. Don't get me wrong, but it ain't no time for course playing, man. It's time to get serious about this thing, man. They're basically declaring war on Yahawah and YAHAWAH, YAHAWASH, Wah, the Malachiam, all right, which is the angels, Wah, Yasha Allah. All right. Right now, that's that. When I look at something like this is exactly what's going on right here. Okay.
States Space Command, and I'm pleased to announce that we will recognize its new leader, 4-star Air Force General John Rayman, will be the first leader of the United States Space Command.
You see this? You hear this? You hear the pride in these damn devils? But also, too, not only should this make you furious, but this also should get you, should light a fire under your feet, man, to get it going. Because this is no joke. They done declare war on God right here, man, subliminally. You dig what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, this is about to go down right here, man. And do not in the future, don't be surprised when you start seeing genetically modified super soldiers. I mean, they've been had that in the works. I mean, of course, I played this, Suez spacecraft with humanoid robot on board. Transhumanism is on the rise, man. Okay. Uh, Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let me since I'm on that, since I said that, let me knock that out real quick before I move on to the next big topic that's going on in this earth. All right. That directly affect us in America, but let's go ahead and go into this real quick. All right. All right, Facebook. Okay, watch this. This happened like a week ago. So you see the title, right? Oh shit. You see the title, right? Facebook develops a terrifying device to read your mind, right? So I'm gonna play this footage, and I'm gonna take it from there.
Talk about these things, but when you see a platform or individuals making moves in this direction, you should pay attention to it because, as we've seen,
It's off of Double
it's
Seven.
wild and it's crazy as some of these things may seem out here. Some of these people get on power trips and they are relentless in getting information and trying to figure out what you want and how they can control you. I'd say the best way to be able to do that is to read someone's mind. And it seems that Facebook is in the department of doing just that. And if you don't know, I no longer post on Facebook on my page that I built up over there. I post on DLive, and I do this because I'm boycotting them from stealing all my information, selling it and making billions, not giving me a single dime of it, right? Well, if people want to just keep on getting scammed, go for it. That's your choice. I'm done with that platform. And here's just another thing to add to all this. I mean, back in 2017, Facebook had announced that it wanted to create this headband that would let people type at a speed of 100 words a minute.
I remember that too. And you guys got to understand this Facebook platform, man, it's utilized for two different things, right? Before I play the rest of this, and I'm gonna bring out that beast scripture. Well, I'm gonna bring out another thing. You got to understand too about this platform with Facebook. You got to understand that this little thing with Facebook is a social experiment, man, on the masses. It's also if you go look up the person that made this thing was really highly dealt, and you know, of course, you got some ignorant fools that call themselves Israelites that don't have that spirit, that are spiritually illiterate and oblivious to the inner workings of the dark side and the different devices that they use, such as Facebook. You gotta understand, Facebook was utilized as a social experiment to understand how certain people's mental function works, so that they can understand how people in general, how they function, and how, basically, have an algorithm of people in their certain traits, so that they can, for certain law enforcement type things, and also too for like trending things, to manipulate the masses. That's what this damn platform is utilized for. It's also utilized for the FBI utilizes Facebook, CIA utilizes it as well to go after certain people that's dumb enough to put themselves up out there. You know what I'm saying? And this is the reason why I always tell brothers, man, it's not wise to be posting guns on the internet, on your Facebook page. It's not wise to be posting. And it's not even wise to be teaching carrying weapons on you. I mean, what are you trying? Are you trying to make us look like terrorists? But I mean, I'm just saying these are little things that this whole platform was set up for. You know what I'm saying? And it was also set up to bewitch people too. All right, and that's the truth too. You gotta go look into that, man. But anyways, I mean, that's what this thing was set up for, and it's also not hard to understand that they've had this mind reading technology for years, man. And yes, what he just said a second ago about certain people stealing his ideas, bro, they do that. Yes, they do that. All right, I've seen it firsthand in the boxing YouTube community when people were getting their ideas stolen from And really, that was on a smaller level. So ideas can be stolen like that, but also too through mind reading. And that's what this platform is used for. You gotta, brothers and sisters, gotta be aware of this madness, man.
By thinking. Well, that was just cracking open the door, so to speak, in this whole thing. You fast forward now, 2 years later, to what's happening now, and we come to find out that they've made a lot of progress, leaps and bounds in this department. They have gotten to a point to where they are now able to decode or use these speech decoders that are able to determine what people are trying to say by analyzing their brain signals. So if
you hear this, that's the reason why the ads that you like always be popping up on Facebook. And I've noticed this going back last couple years, but it's even more prevalent now. It's like before you even can think, it's like, oh, wait a second, I was just thinking about that. No. That's gonna be pushed on a higher level, man. And that's the reason why, man. Look, I wouldn't even be on Facebook if there wasn't brothers and sisters in the Israelite community. All right, I wouldn't even be on here. I utilize this platform to put the truth up out there. All right, and that's about it. Any other thing, you know what I'm saying? It's not hard to go and socialize with people, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not. All right, it's not at all. So I don't need a Facebook I didn't even I had a Facebook page, and I didn't even mess with it until, oh, there's Israelite brothers up here, you know, out here, and you know, brothers and sisters in this community. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, you know. And I can also utilize this to help brothers and sisters. So that's why I utilize this thing. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be on here. Okay. But you got to understand what this platform is being used for, man. It's not just all fun games and lollygagging on here, man. They're utilizing this they're utilizing this for a very insidious purpose, man.
Facebook, if it's just a social media platform, it's been funding and paying for stuff like this. What do you think contractors like DARPA and others have been doing?
You dig?
For decades.
Come on, man. Come on.
Anyhow, when it comes to this, I guarantee you, this is well beyond putting a band around someone's head. They have got the technologies these days where what? You can wear a Fitbit and it can track your heartbeat and everything else, right? How come they can't tap into that? How come they can't tap into your cell phone and every single thing else? What if they have found a way to use all of your devices to track your thoughts?
Yeah.
Something to think about.
Yeah, because you know what?
Link.
And that's it. But that's what they're trying to do. This is the beast technology being made manifest right here, man. So let's go ahead and go to this article real quick. All right. Cure for obesity could be a brain implant zapping people when they think about food. See, all of this stuff goes back to that beast technology that they're utilizing, man. All of this stuff is the beast technology that they're trying to implement. See, they can't just go out and say, oh, we're going to have the microchip out here to, to replace the dollar. See, they got to work these things in increments, man, because you can't just sell a product to somebody full-fledged head into it without making it seem delightful, without, and that's the serpentine spirit that this devil has. You know, this so-called white man has, because he knows how to play off of the minds of the people, you know what I'm saying, and to make certain things seem innocent when the innermost parts are wicked as hell. They've done it with cartoons to put in them subliminal messages like, you know, Mickey Mouse, you know, that pedophile Walt Disney, you know, communicating those homosexual and pedophile what you call signals or subliminal messages into those little cartoons back in the day, in those Disney cartoons. All right. That's the thing. That's the things that are going on, man. That's what's being utilized with these platforms. It seemed delightful to have a cell phone and have all this information. It seems delightful to be on Facebook and chatting with chatting with a whole bunch of females, or vice versa, or all this other goofy stuff that we as men, being in the flesh, that we like to enjoy. We take for granted of it, not knowing that this is all being utilized. Now with this, cure for obesity could be there could be a brain implant for it, and zap you every time. You know what kind of inhumane, diabolical person would think of something like that? Will zap you if you're not. You know what I'm saying? Look, it's up to the individual to eat right. Now, for you to sit up here and utilize that and say, "Oh, well, we're going to utilize this to and to allow people to have that option to turn this chip," bro. This is all leading up to that chip, and this is the reason why, man. Like, people that's out here that's talking shit about the chip not being the mark, is they're crazy, man. They're out of their mind, man. This is what's being put out in the ear to be okay. All right, this thing right here. This is what's being put out in the air. You know why? Because it's speaking smooth. It's almost in a sense speaking smooth words. Oh, this thing's awesome. This thing's cool. Well, Facebook is cool. Look at all the people I got, all the friends I got. Oh, this could help me with my weight loss. Not knowing that this is all leading up to that RFID microchip, man. That's going to utterly enslave you and, make you bow down to the beast. Okay? Which is the reason why it's called the mark of the beast. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and go to Revelations 13. 13? Yeah. Go ahead and go to Revelation, the 13th chapter. So, Revelation chapter 13. Okay, Con. So let's go ahead right here. Revelation, the 13th chapter. And it says, see. Okay, Con. So verse 12, Revelation 13 and 12. And it says, and he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed, which was the original Roman Empire. Now this is the modern day Roman Empire, speaking of Babylon the Great, America, right? Verse 14, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword. Shalom, Marakah, by a sword, and did live. So yeah, he manipulated, the nations, and he's manipulating the people now through the miracles. Because this is one of the miracles that's going to be put out. Cure for obesity could be a brain implant, zapping people when they think about food. These are all the wicked ass devices of Satan. So let me go ahead and get 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, Slakia. Let's go ahead and go to 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verses 11. It says, lest Satan should get an advantage of you. Slakia. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And this is the reason why, man, we have to push that the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip, because also this is what it's all leading up to, man. To test it out and make people believe, oh, this is cool to deal with, be around. This is nice. You know what I'm saying? But then in the inner workings, you know, this is all setting up for that great beast. You know, that great mark, man. That's gonna be shown to the world, man. That's what this is leading up to. Okay, so this stuff is going on in the midst of the rest of the news. So go ahead and click out of these, man. I want to try to knock these out. Let's see. So I dealt with the Space Force stuff. Let's see if he says anything more. Now, you know what? I'm done on that. Let's go ahead and go to this right here, man.
It does, Pamela Brown at the White House for us this afternoon. Pam, thank you. As we look at all of this, I do want to go back for just a moment.
Oh, my bad. Let's go ahead and deal with this recession, man. Because it's about to get real. Food is about to be scarce. Monetary gain is about to be scarce real soon. This guy can play it off like it's nothing bad, but we know better. All right. So if you guys don't know, the Dow's going down. Stock market has been reaching lows, and we're about to enter into a big time recession. All right, you brothers and sisters understand what that recession that happened in 2008 and 9. It was hard to find a job. I remember that. Well, and I was in my latter years in high school, but I remember that time. That was a hellacious time. Also, if you guys done research on the Great Depression back in the 1920s, that was a hard time. But this recession that we're about to have in 2020 is going to exceed all of that combined. All right, so let me go ahead and play this now. The name of the video is entitled "Trump Touts Economy, but Payroll Tax Discussion Reveals Recession Fears." Man, yeah, there's gonna be a recession. That's why you're gonna have these little tax cuts, man. You know.
President Trump declaring in the Oval Office just moments ago he is considering a payroll tax cut, something White House aides repeatedly denied over the last 24 hours. But he's not considering it because he's worried about the economy. The president insisting that move would have nothing to do with increased fears of
That's a damn lie.
recession. Instead, using the opportunity to once again slam Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell. CNN's Pamela Brown starts us off today from the White House.
President Trump pushing back against recession fears.
I think the word recession is a word that's inappropriate.
And defending the U.S. economy to reporters in the Oval Office today.
We're very far from a recession. In fact, if the Fed would do its job, I think would have a tremendous spurt of growth. A tremendous spurt.
The president starting his day on Twitter, sharing more than a dozen tweets from allies and supporters praising his administration's efforts on the economy. From Vice President Pence, our economy is thriving and Americans are winning, to the
anybody that believes that bullshit is living in a fantasy land, man. This economy is going down the drains, man. That's why you're seeing a hell host of damn stores and restaurants that you like. Sears, man. That Sears is finished, man. Kmart is not even existent no more, man. All right, I'm just saying that's a microcosm. Toys R Us does not exist no more. That is a microcosm of what's going on with this economy. This economy is going down the drain. It's going down the drain fast right now, man. All right, let me play the rest of this. Maybe not the whole thing. Let me play what needs to be played.
RNC chairwoman. Economic confidence is at record highs. But even as the Trump administration touts the economy, CNN has learned behind closed doors, White House officials are mulling a payroll tax cut to offset anxiety over an economic slowdown.
You see that? Now you contradict, you brothers and sisters see that. So, what do he? Hey man, you gotta love this devilish, pale, pink, perverted bastard being in office, because he's bringing down this country faster than any other president ever did in their terms as president, man. All praises to the Most High. Call out by Shem Mashiach Yahushua. Now, I'm gonna say this with the recession thing. A lot of this has to do, and I'm gonna play it. China ain't selling their imports to the U.S. no more, man. That's why it's gonna be beautiful to see if there is 5 years left in this damn country. It's gonna be beautiful to see how this country like really just plummet financially, man. All right, but yeah, man, like, come on, man. What's the point of having payroll tax? Are you? There's gonna be a lot of jobless people, bro, very soon. And I'm gonna say this: Seattle, there is a hell host of homeless people out in the streets, man. They used to have homes, used to have a lot of money, and you know why that's happening? It's because the jobs ain't there for them no more, man. Now a lot of these motherfuckers up here, they strung out on cocaine and meth and all this other madness, but and weed, a lot of weed heads up here too. But yeah, man, come on, bro. We know why you guys are doing this.
Payroll taxes. I've been thinking about payroll taxes for a long time. Whether or not we do it now or not is it's not being done because of recession.
The economy, not the only.
Look at that goddamn fiat currency that we. Just printing paper, man. Goddamn, man.
The issue Trump is considering. On gun control, Trump once again seeming to back down from his push just a few days ago for extended background checks.
We have
Well, I'm going to say this. That's not a bad thing for regular citizens, at least for the moment. Look, I'm going to say this just real quick. With these guns and these little weapons, I'm gonna say this, look, protection is always needed, but don't put your faith in them, because as soon as you can get it, it's gonna be as quick as they can take them, man. That's why don't put your faith in these little punk ass guns, man. Put your faith in the Most High and the Holy Spirit, man. The Most High through the name of the Son, through the Holy Spirit, man.
Very strong background checks right now. But we have sort of missing areas and areas that don't complete the whole circle.
After talking with lawmakers and NRA head Wayne LaPierre in the last week, Trump today using the lobbying group's language on gun control measures.
A lot of the people that put me where I am are strong believers in the Second Amendment, and I am also. And we have to be very careful about that. They call it the slippery slope. And all of a sudden, everything gets taken away. We're not going to let that happen.
Yeah, well, just prepare for the worst, man. I believe that, man. It's about to hit rock bottom very soon, man. Brothers and sisters need to be prayed up and delving in these scripts and stay faithful, man. Because I'm gonna urge brothers and sisters to fast alive and really limit their intake in food, man. I would recommend going on that intermittent fasting diet, man. Or eating once a day, because when that recession hits, man, it's not gonna be pretty, man. And it's gonna be a lot of people out here howling, man, because they can't get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 meals a day, man. Okay. So what that leads me to this. Actually, let me go ahead and go to James, the 5th chapter. All right. Before I go to the next topic. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I think I'm gonna have to do these news articles like this, man. Compile as much as I can and just do a live stream either here, Facebook, YouTube. Just post them up, because this news needs to go out. But it's like I said, man. Every time I check my phone and check the news, it's just something else to talk about, man. It's been hard to keep up this year, especially the last couple of weeks, man. It's been hard to keep up with these news articles, man. So let's go ahead and go to James 5 real quick. Because this is going to really rock America very soon, man. So James 5:1, right? And it says, "Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you." So yeah, there's gonna be a lot of rich people out here that's gonna be reaping and crying. All right, you know what I'm saying? And there's gonna be miseries all throughout, man. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Yeah, man. I mean, the riches that's been gained in America, this prestige that America has enjoyed for the last good, what, 100, I would really say 120, 30, 120 some years, you know, since the industrial age. They got this place through lies and deceit, through murder, rape, rob, you know what I'm saying? And deceiving the whole nation. And guess what, man? Now, man, this economy is going down, man. Like it says, your riches are corrupt and your garments are moth-eaten, all right? Or moth-eaten. So, yeah, man, moths gonna be eating up all these little punk-ass dollars in these last days, man. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness, right, against you. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasures together for the last days, right? And that's what these people have done. They heaping treasures for these last days, right? Together for these last days, and they've done that because they think that, oh, you know, and a guy like this, you know, Trump is a rich man. Dude, you know, was born with $10 million. But guess what? None of that $10 million or those bunkers or whatever these people is having is going to be effective in these last days. Shalom Thamayad, Marakad, Jose Gad, all right? You know, like I was saying, man, you know, they've heaped them together in these last days, but yet it's not going to do them no good, man. It says, "Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth," right? The Lord of armies, basically, right? And guess what's going to happen? The Lord's waging psychological, spiritual, financial, economical, physical warfare on these devils. All right. He's doing it by their own greed. He's putting that spirit of greed and pride into them to ultimately destroy them. Because you got to destroy the mind before you can destroy the body. You know, and that's in the Lord's play. Look, man plays checker. They think they play chess games. When the Most High is the chess player, he's the chess master. Man of flesh is nothing but checker players playing on a stupid checkerboard. You know what I'm saying? You know, chess is a game where you gotta, you know, trick your opponent. You gotta make him think you're going this way, going that way. You got several pieces moving in different directions. You gotta really think, be tactical. Our levels is not on the Most High. The Most High is on his level. No one else, man. Okay, so that's what's going on with this, and let me. And right on cue. So let me go ahead and go to the next topic that's actually connected to this one. All right, Trump is silent on Saudi's oil ties to China. Now, remember, Saudi Arabia is a subsidiary or an ally to America, right? But they done slapped America in the face. Because now, you know, right here, and I'm going to go into this topic right here, China to slap sanctions over Trump's Taiwan arms deals, right? Now, the Saudis, and this happened like 5-6 days ago, Trump is quiet. He's quiet on this, right? You know why? Because the world is being divided. The Lord is dividing the nations, man. It's like boy, Boy, we're living in some beautiful times, man, to be in this truth. The things that we were looking for 10 years ago, 20 years ago, they didn't happen back then. But it's happening right now. We seeing it now. This is the reason why, man, we gotta be stuck in these prophecies, man. As we call ourselves prophets, we gotta be in this prophecy. We gotta tell what's going on, man. Tell like it is and what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So and this is hurting America, man. This right here is hurting America right here, man. I mean, Trump is silent on Saudi's oil ties, and the Saudis are supposed to be America's allies, right? And they're giving it to their enemy, China. So let's play this.
We start this evening with trade and a shift of oil on the global market. Now, Saudi Arabia is known as one of the United States' closest allies in the Middle East.
Yeah, everybody knows that.
But data from 2019 shows that while oil exports to the U.S. have decreased, exports to China have skyrocketed.
Hey, you see that? You see that? So over there in Saudi Arabia, the sale to America for oil has decreased while the sale to China has increased. Now, I don't think this is not a fabrication. It can't be a lie, because why would they boldly just put this out here, even on something like Russia Today? Now, mind you, right? All of these networks, Russia Today, CNN, like Russia Today, these are all funded by the Rothschilds, the elite banking families. We got to understand that, but you have to understand that there's a split between all these little banking families and these nations and whatnot. Okay? We all got to remember that. Okay? So let's go ahead and play this.
Rachel Blevins has been following this story and joins us now with all of the details. Rachel, could the numbers signal trouble in paradise between the United States and Saudi Arabia?
Well, Scotty, tensions have continued between the United States and China in recent months, and they could soon include complaints over ties with Saudi Arabia. Now, according to records tracking oil tankers and shipments, Saudi Arabia's oil exports to China have doubled in the last year.
Wow.
From around 920,000 barrels per day in August 2018 to 1.8 million barrels per day in July 2019.
What?
But oil exports from Saudi Arabia to the U.S. have decreased by nearly 62%, dropping from around 688,000 barrels per day in August 2018 to just 262,000 barrels per day in July 2019.
Wow.
Now, this comes as crude oil exports from the U.S. hit an all-time high this year. And with Washington increasing sanctions on Iran, Saudi Arabia appears to be stepping in to fill the void by providing oil to China. But this is not the only tie between the two countries. Earlier this year, reports revealed that Saudi Arabia signed $28 billion worth of economic cooperation agreements with China. This includes a deal between Saudi Arabia's state oil company and Chinese defense contractors to build a $10 billion refining and petrochemical complex in northeast China. Meanwhile, the U.S. is still locked into an ongoing trade war with China, and promises of tit-for-tat tariffs between the countries contributed to oil prices falling more than 1% on Thursday. Last month, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries and its allies agreed to extend oil output cuts until March 2020 to prop up prices. Then this month, a Saudi official indicated more steps may be coming, saying, quote, Saudi Arabia is committed to do whatever it takes to keep the market balanced next year. So now it remains to be seen how the U.S. will respond to increasing ties between China and Saudi Arabia, and if Saudi oil exports will become yet another bargaining chip in a possible peace deal as the trade war between the world's two largest economies continues. Scotty?
No, I don't have to play no more, man. I mean, you brothers and sisters get the picture, man. Aren't they No, the Saudis, I mean, there's Arabs over there in Saudi Arabia, but there's also a mixture of Arabs and so-called white men that look like Arabs. A lot of Edomite that are over there. Now, I think they were the ones that ruled that country, the main Edomite Arabs that are over there. the actual Arabs, you know, are the vast majority though. All right. But yeah, man. Let's go ahead and go to this real quick. Trying to see. Let's go to China. Let's go right here, man. Now, title of this video is what China to slap sanctions over Trump's Taiwan arms deal. Okay, so China's been making moves on America the last couple of people. You know, and China has been making moves on America, and eventually it's going to escalate into Russia, who is an ally to China, to come up against America very soon.
China is threatening to impose sanctions on U.S. companies that engage in military exchanges with Taiwan. China says Taiwan is a breakaway province that needs to be reunited with the mainland. Officials fear Taiwan could become a threat to the mainland and a financial burden if the U.S. equips the territory with weapons. RT's Ashley Banks is following the story, and she's joining us from the newsroom with more to this. Ashley?
That's right, Manila. Tensions continue to heat up between China and the U.S. This time it's over an arms sale between the U.S. and Taiwan. China's foreign ministry spokesman says the arms sale to Taiwan has violated the basic norms of international law and international relations. Take a look at what he had to say.
You see that, man? America's always doing something to fuck with somebody, man. This is how we know this is Babylon the Great. This is how we know this is the beast, man. Always fucking with somebody, but they think they can bully these countries, man. These countries done caught up to their technology, man. You know, and China, you know, look, even if America was to go up against China one-on-one, I mean, you ain't coming out unscathed, man. Straight up, man.
To say during a recent press conference.
It gravely interferes in China's internal affairs and undermines China's sovereignty and security interests. We are firmly opposed to it and have already made solemn complaints and protests to the U.S. side.
Right, so watch this, man. This is the book of Habakkuk, man. Let's go to the book of Habakkuk real quick. Because, you know, this dude right here in China, man, then pretty much said what Esau's all about, man. Okay? So, Habakkuk 2:2, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because I will surely come, it will not tarry. And guess what? We're in that time of this prophecy right now. I'm going to show you why. Verse 4, behold, his soul, that soul speaking of the so-called white man, his soul which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith, right? Yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, right? Trying to take Taiwan and for his own benefit, man. Away, and that is internal affairs with him, with China and Taiwan, because that's their piece. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Damn devils, man. Who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. He enlarges his desire as hell, just like as much as he wants, he's going to destroy for it, man. And is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. And that's basically what this man is explaining about, this Chinese man is explaining about America, which is run by the Edomites, right? These damn crackers, man. All right, so and like it says, neither keep it at home. I mean, what are you dealing? Why are you dealing with China's dealing with Taiwan and the arms deal over there, man? Like, come on, man. See, these devils are just so slimy and slithery, man.
China says it will impose sanctions on U.S. companies that engage in military exchanges with Taiwan. Those companies include Honeywell International Incorporated, which makes engines for tanks, and Gulfstream Aerospace, which is owned by General Dynamics. Last week, the Pentagon announced the U.S. State Department approved the sale of numerous weapons requested by Taiwan, amounting to $8 billion. Now, the sale included Abrams tanks, 250 Block I-92F Stinger shoulder-launch missiles, and 4 Block I-92 Stinger fly-to-by missiles. Taiwan's president has thanked the U.S. for its support.
We also appreciate the 4 rounds of arms sales already announced by President Trump's administration. These
I mean, well, yeah, man. You see that? You see how America is, man. Always causing war with somebody, man.
packages reaffirm the United States' long-standing commitment to helping maintain peace and stability in the Taiwan Strait.
However, for a while now, Beijing has been urging the U.S. to not engage in military exchanges because Chinese officials say Taiwan is a breakaway province that needs to be
That's what I'm basically explaining. This is a breakaway province, man, of China. And that's why it's internal affairs. You're interfering with internal affairs. See that? Look, let's read the scripture again. All right. Shalom, brother. That's how we know that this. Come on, man. This is Habakkuk 2:5. Yea, also because he transgresses by wine, by influence, trying to influence him to buy so that they can buy those weapons off of him, right? He transgresses by wine, his doctrine, his deceit, by being so-called friendly. He is a proud man, the white man is. Neither keepeth at home. America is in the Western Hemisphere. China is in the Eastern Hemisphere. Why are you bothering with these people right here, man? And causing a back and forth. Oh my God. Come on, man. And you got people saying that the white man is not the devil that the Bible speaks of, man. The hell up out of here, man. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell and is as death. I mean, buying weapons off of these people, which is going to make this subsidiary country to this country mad and cause what you call an internal fighting. You know what I'm saying? Amongst each other. And infighting, man. Who enlarges the desire as hell, buying weapons, right? Hell is the grave, and enlarging that is the grave, and is as death, right? And cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Come on, is this not what he's trying to do right here with Taiwan? Trying to take them away and then make China. See, this come on, man. Buy the weapons off of them. Make China mad. Make China fight with Taiwan, and then that's going to give America the right and run to the UN and be like, oh look, they're trying to bully this country. Oh look, they're being dictators. Blah blah blah. To go fight it. This is I cannot stand America, man. This country gotta go, man. For shit like this, man. boy, man. Let's go ahead and, but Babylon is not America, though.
United with the mainland. Chinese critics said this move could boost Taiwan's defense capabilities. And
you see, that's that doctrine. That's that wine, man. He transgressed by wine.
Territory could become a financial burden for Beijing. Now, Zhao Qingming, Beijing.
So I'll stop right there. Let's go to this one real quick. China to rescue Venezuela to defying the United States. Okay. These countries is getting tired of America's bullshit. Even these other Edomite countries in the Eastern Europe, man. You know, like the Russians and, you know, like all them other peoples, man. You know, I'm tired of this.
We begin this hour with sanctions and oil as U.S. National Security Advisor John Bolton threatened countries who continue to do business with Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, saying they could face retaliation here.
Oh, and Lord willing, man, I must do that video because Venezuela, because that all plays in the prophecy of Asher, you know, have his foot dipped in oil. Venezuela and Brazil are one of the largest producers of oil, well, especially over here in the Western Hemisphere for the United States, but as well as, you know, or just, you know, just selling it to the world in general. I'm gonna deal with that just as a side note. But, you know, America, you know what they're doing, trying to go over there and do. They're causing all kinds of ruckus. You know, I'm pretty sure, I'm just saying, I don't have facts to prove what I'm saying, but 100% sure that they're the cause of the bullshit that's going down in Venezuela directly. And they're going to come in and try to have their their so-called peacemakers and try to get up in there and infiltrate and try to take that damn oil from them. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the Venezuelan president, if I'm not mistaken, 2 years ago said that he doesn't want no damn help from the United States. And they're trying to make him out to be the villain. But come on, man. These other countries over here in the Western Hemisphere know what's in the Eastern Hemisphere, all right, in the East, knows America's game. That's why you see this going on. China to rescue Venezuela, defying the United States. Okay? So, that said, let's go ahead and play the rest of this.
United States. Meanwhile, however, China has announced its plan to bail out the oil-rich country. RT Sarah Montez Oka joins me with all the details. Sarah, China, Venezuela, they've made a pact, and the U.S. is obviously not happy about it.
That's right, Scotty. Bolton and the U.S. continue their push to isolate Venezuela.
And you see that? See, now there's going to be nations going up against nations against nations now, man. And everybody, in particular, with the United States, you know, since they want to put sanctions on China, China's gonna put sanctions on them. You know, and that's what's going on, man.
Venezuela and remove Nicolas Maduro from power. Speaking in Lima, Peru, Bolton said Washington will impose some stiff financial sanctions on anyone who still supports the Maduro government.
We're taking this step to deny Maduro access to the global financial system and to further isolate him internationally. In addition, we are sending a signal to third parties that want to do business with the Maduro regime. Proceed with extreme caution. There is no need to risk your business interest with the United States for the purposes of profiting from a corrupt and dying regime. We seek the peaceful transfer of power. But as President Trump has said from the beginning, all options are on the table.
China, who is still a major buyer of Venezuela's oil, hit back. In an online statement, Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson said Bolton's comments are a wanton interference in Venezuela's internal affairs. China urges the U.S. to let the Venezuelan people decide their own future.
You see, once again, it's like I just explained a second ago, the same thing is happening in Venezuela. Okay. And the scripture that I brought out is another indicator of who Habakkuk was talking about in the book of Habakkuk in the 2nd chapter. They just can't keep it home. They just love interfering with other people's stuff, trying to heap people to themselves, interfering with other people's business, man. And that's what America's doing, man. You know, our brothers and sisters suffering down there, but no way in hell should some foreign country have the right to go up and bother them, man. If they're going to be a dictator nation, let them be a dictator nation, that's not even what's going on down there. It's poverty. All right. The lack of, and see, I'm telling you, man, America got their hand in that bullshit in Venezuela, man. You know, it's like just like the CIA had their hand in the Manuel Noriega's situation down there in Panama. And then when he started to rebel against them, they went to the Pentagon, went to the Congress up here in the United States, and what ended up happening? America came down there and killed millions, and killed thousands upon thousands of Panamanians, man, and took that damn what you call port, man, down there. Okay, like the devils they are, man.
And immediately stopped the bullying actions of suppressing other countries at every turn. On Tuesday,
hey, you see that? Come on, man. Nations is rising, bro. Rising up against Babylon, man.
Delegation made up of about 60 countries held a meeting to discuss ending the Venezuelan crisis. Bolton singled out Maduro's allies, both China and Russia, calling their support for Maduro intolerable. President Nicolas Maduro spoke at an event celebrating the 200th anniversary of the Battle of Boyacá, where he criticized Bolton for proposing more economic sanctions against Venezuela.
The terrible and fascist John Bolton. The only thing that he thought was to propose to the President of the United States of America to sign an order for an economic, financial, and commercial blockade against Venezuela. His reaction to one of the most terrible massacres that has happened, to change the opinion of the United States and the world, was to sign an order against the very brave Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
This comes as Chinese contractor Wisen Engineering Service Company agreed to carry out some urgent repairs from Venezuela's derelificate refining network to ease some fuel shortages. The Shanghai-based chemical engineering and construction company, using China's Belt and Road Infrastructure Program, agreed to repair Venezuela's oil refineries in exchange for oil products, including diesel. According to sources familiar with the matter, the repairs will last from 6 months up to a year. This new deal highlights China's commitment to helping the oil-rich nation. Scotty, this could make it even harder for the U.S. economic blockade, despite its attempt to remove Maduro from power, and with China continuing to work with Venezuela, this could worsen the already high tensions between the U.S. and China, who are caught in an over a year-long trade war.
Well, and it's interesting considering I don't think China's in for this just because they think it's the right thing to do and they're standing behind Maduro's leader. Is it?
Well, China actually has invested a lot in Venezuela. They've been one of their main creditors, so they're really just trying to protect their assets and make sure that they get paid back.
Well, it always comes down to protecting your own. Thank you so much, Sarah, for following this.
Hey, YouTube, thanks for...
Yep, so that... Boy, man. Yeah, man, that's what's going down right now. Okay? China, look, man. Let me get this in Obadiah real quick. Get this in the book of Obadiah. All right, the book of Obadiah. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, the book of Obadiah. The first verse, all right? Oh, slack. You know, yeah, I wanna bring this one scripture out real quick. Where's Obadiah? Because these nations are they're turning on America, man. In America, man, they losing power, man, and it's very evident. Okay, the whore is falling right now, man. It's Obadiah chapter 1 verse 2, and it says, "Behold, I have made thee small among the nation, among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised." Right. And it says, let me skip down. Verse 7, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee, China, have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. So that's what's happening, man. These nations is taking up America, taking them out, man. You know, that's what's going on right now, man. You know. And I had some, like I said, man, there's so much stuff going on. You know, those were two major topics I really need to cover. I think I might just have to do these other ones through video and upload them on YouTube. So that's what's going to happen. So, you know, I didn't want to make this too long, you know, but definitely, man, there's something to keep watch for, this recession, you know, the economy and all this other stuff that's going on, and also too what was being talked about earlier, man. You know, about the space program that they have, man. It's about to go down, man, soon. So just be on the lookout, be on the watch, man, in the spirit. So with that said, man, you know, hopefully, brothers and sisters was edified, man. This is Rayabya from God. I want to say, call Allah, YAHAWAH, Shem Mashiach, Yahweh Shai. All right, much love to the brothers and sisters in this truth. Priests, prophets, elders in this truth. All right. I said I'm Rayabya from God from the Zealots of Israel. All right. That's it, man. Shalom. Till next time.